It's getting very interesting. On Sunday, a group of Mount Kenya leaders met and plotted on how to scuttle Raila Ruto talks, though that's going to form the basis of our next analysis. In this video, I want us to have a look at some sentiments made by former IEBC Commissioner Gulliye. Gulliye seems to be reading from the same page as these Mount Kenya leaders and from the same page as some of William Ruto's staunch allies who are against any kind of a talk with Raila Odinga. The Star Kenya, ex-IEBC Commissioner Abdi Gulliye says the talks undermine the process of elections. The talks are a mockery of democracy. What is the point of going into an election, spending billions of money, time, and thereafter we don't respect the outcome of the process? Gulliye post on TV 47. So Gulliye is against the talks, and supposing he was a member of parliament or a politician, he could be taking the same opinion as that of Moses Kuria, Rigathi Gachagua, Kimani Ichung'wah, such hardline positions. And this is really scary because this exposes the kind of a person who was at the helm of IEBC. We had a William Ruto's diehard as one of IEBC commissioners. In this video, I want us to dig deep into this for Kenyans to understand in clear terms what the remarks means and portends. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's proceed. From those remarks, it's obvious that if Gulliye was a politician, he could be taking a hardline position like that of Moses Kuria or like those of leaders who are supporting William Samoei Ruto, especially those ones from the mountain and in the Kalenjin Rift Valley. Gulliye is coming out as a hardliner and probably a staunch William Ruto supporter, because staunch William Ruto supporters are against the talks. Listening to staunch Kenyans who are supporting William Ruto, they are of this opinion that William Ruto should use all the instruments of power to finish Raila Odinga politically. So I'm seeing a Gulliye who is coming out as another William Ruto sycophant, a staunch supporter of William Samoei Ruto. And if at all Gulliye might have voted in the last year's elections, then it's very clear he voted for William Samoei Ruto. So you are seeing the type of a person who was at the helm of IEBC as a commission. Very staunch William Ruto supporters. And then secondly, the fear with William Ruto supporters, especially if you listen to the likes of Moses Kuria, a few weeks ago, Moses Kuria, taking to his social media accounts, was saying that in the event of a handshake between Raila and Ruto, wataachwa kwa mataa. That has been the reasoning behind most leaders supporting William Samoei Ruto. They see that in the event Ruto reaches out to Raila Odinga or they make peace, then their jobs are at stake. I'm seeing that with Gulliye, in that in the event there is peace between Raila and Ruto, then maybe the truth of what happened in last year's election might actually be known. So I'm seeing a Gulliye and his team who knows that in the event that peace is there, then they are goose, or rather in problems. That's why he's talking the way he's talking. And I won't also be wrong to say that even the current IBC CEO and even Wafula Chebukati, that team that supported William Ruto, that team supporting William Ruto, they might be sharing the same sentiments as those of Gulliye. They know in case of a handshake or peace, then they will be in problems. And from also those sentiments coming from Gulliye, those sentiments also confirms that it might be true. William Ruto, Chebukati, Gulliye, Boyamulu, they were all reading from the same page. They had made a decision in making sure Ruto becomes the president. Because I strongly believe that somebody who was just a referee should not be bothered at all. The moment you have done your job, you are through with the elections. Why are you still bitter of the after the election? Why are you still bitter of what happens after the elections? I'm seeing a team that is just trying to hoodwink some unsuspecting Kenyans. They are still, or rather they believe in the results they announced to Kenyans. I see that as a denial kind of a strategy, a hoodwinking strategy. They know what they did, so they are just trying to appear to be against the handshake to send this perception that they did a wonderful job. While it's very clear the commission was very biased, and that was also seen from the kind of remarks these commissioners were making even before the elections. And also, as I conclude, I strongly believe that the biggest letdown in our Kenya's democracy has been this IEBC. Individuals are charged with the responsibility of making sure there are free, fair elections, but they are subverting that. I believe that IEBC is the biggest obstacle to our democracy, in that a leader who is elected by the people popularly is not being given that mandate to rule. Somebody who was rejected by the people is given that mandate to rule, and it's very clear that he doesn't have the best interest of people at heart. And that's why in the recent days, we have been seeing all these mandamano, protests, and all these demonstrations. A confirmation that Kenyans do not trust in the current leadership. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. But even before I stop, we are working on a very interesting video where we are working on a story where Mount Kenya leaders met to plot against any kind of an agreement between Ruto and Raila Odinga. Stay tuned for that analysis by subscribing. Above all, even before, or rather above all, it's clear that IEBC Chebukati's wing was clearly against Raila Odinga's presidency. And even after all the demonstrations, after all the deaths, as Kenyans maybe are now trying to bring the country together, we are seeing sentiments such as these ones of these commissioners. Very, very unfortunate. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.
That there was traffic for them not to be in a public, the most important public function. We have a job because we have a contract. if you cannot keep time with your employer, you have basically dismissed yourself. I mean, it's just as simple as that.